Hi, this is Courtney with Texas Teacher Today. I want to talk to you about passing the LOTE Spanish exam. It is a tough test, but it's not impossible. And if you're completely fluent in Spanish and English, of course, and when I say fluent, I mean a very high level of both Spanish and English for reading, writing, speaking, listening, then you need to learn the pedagogy, the instruction and assessment, and you'll be good to go. But most people need to improve their Spanish, to be quite honest, to have a chance at passing this test. So let's talk about what you need to do to maximize your chance of passing. So the first thing that I tell people to do is go to the Texas NES-INC manual and see what's on the test. So I'll show you how to do that. Just Google Texas NES-INC manual and then click on Prepare. Scroll down and click on LOTE Spanish 613, not the Latin one. Okay, now it's going to tell you about the standards. Okay, I wouldn't worry so much about this, how they develop the test, how to prepare for the exams. Okay, learn what the exam covers, which is what I'm telling you to do too, right? Figure out how well you know the material, like what I was saying, and learn how to answer these questions. Okay, and they have sample questions. It's a good tip as well. Now let's look at the overview and exam framework. Right, it's a 5-hour exam. You should expect to be there the whole time. So you definitely want to eat well before you go. There are 120 selective response questions, basically multiple choice, and 8 constructed response questions, assignments. That means there's ones you respond to. So 5 writing tests and 3 speaking tasks. Okay. So here's the standards and the domains and competencies. If you notice, this is the biggest part of the test, the instruction and assessment. A lot of people call that pedagogy. It's 34.6% of the exam. I have a course designed to teach you that and only that. If you need to learn everything, like improve your reading, writing, listening, speaking, I have a course that includes all domains. But if you only need pedagogy, I do have a course for just that. So you learn things like second language acquisition theories, models, experts. You learn about the 5 C's, the ACTFL guidelines, all of that. And then in my comprehensive course, there's material for all of these domains. Okay, so you would practice your listening comprehension, your reading comprehension. They call it interpretive listening and reading, your written expression, and your oral expression. Okay, now this instruction and assessment, this includes the 45 multiple choice questions on pedagogy, instruction, and assessment, which is 26.6% of the test. The other 8% to make up 34.6% is the lesson plan and essay in English. They call those instructional practices assignments. Okay, the lesson plan and the essay in English. So what I did when I was studying for the LOTE, my Spanish and English were already at a high level because I had just finished my master's degree in Spanish, and English is my first language. So I was ready for the Spanish material, and of course I was ready for the English. And I went through all of the competencies and these are the competencies, competency 1, these are the descriptive statements. And I did my own research on these. So I would go, like for this one example, competency 1, the LOTE teacher knows and understands language learning theories and theories of second language acquisition and their application to LOTE instruction and assessment to promote the learning goals defined in the TEKS for LOTE and to promote all student success as language learners. So then I would read this one. A, understands theories and processes of interlanguage development, including predictable pattern second language development and factors affecting the time required to learn a language. And then I would do research on that. So I learned that interlanguage was an idea developed by Larry Selinker, right? And some of the predictable mistakes that are in an interlanguage would be overgeneralizing and interference from L1. Okay, so I did that for each and every one of these for the first 3 competencies, which are all on instruction and assessment. And I put my own study guide together to get ready for the LOTE, and I did really well. I scored over a 280 on the LOTE because, like I said, I was ready for the Spanish part, and I did a lot of research on pedagogy, instruction, and assessment. So that is one way you could study on your own, is to do all of this research. For everyone, go to Google or get some books at the library on second language acquisition and do your research. If you want to do my course to learn it in a quick and easy way, that is also an option. And so you would just go to Texas Teacher Today, scroll down, and have different options. This one's if you want my course and tutoring, and you pay by the week. Okay. This one is if you want the full course to get ready for the whole test, and that's a one-time payment for a whole year you could access. And this one is if you only need help on that pedagogy, instruction, and assessment. Now these prices are about to change, so you'll see these change soon. But if you just need help on pedagogy, there's a one-time fee for a whole year of access. So a lot of people are choosing this one right now, and we're doing weekly tutoring, and we cover in 4 weeks we go through different topics. So it doesn't matter when you start, because every 4 weeks I rotate through the same topics, and you'll get that way you can hopefully finish. If you stay on track, you can finish everything in 4 weeks and be ready for your test. And if you need to do it even sooner, I can work with you and figure out a way to get your recordings where you could finish even sooner if you're on a time crunch. So that's how I got ready for the LOTE. Was, my Spanish was already at the right level. I knew my accent marks. I knew how to write properly and speak and listen and think fast. You also have to be able to think fast. Another thing I'm going to show you guys is you do need to know how to use accent marks on the test. They have a really easy user-friendly system where you just click on the key that already has an accent on it. But if you want to learn about accent marks, just go to my website, lotespanish.us, click on free tips, and I have a bunch of free resources here. And there's a free lesson plan as well, and there's a free accent mark guide. See right here, free where to put accent marks, and free lesson plan, and then you can buy a lesson plan too if you want an additional one. So if you do all of these things, make sure you're good for reading, writing, listening, speaking for Spanish. Make sure your English is also up to par, and you study very well for the pedagogy. You'll be ready for this exam. If you need some extra help, like I said, I have tutoring. I have courses to help you, and I look forward to helping you pass the LOTE and get your job as a Spanish teacher. Thanks.